Stratbase Group President Dindo Manhit. He joins us on the line to talk about the latest SWS senatorial survey, which the Stratbase Commission, and actually which was only released this afternoon. So this is hot off the oven. Dindo, hi, can you hear me?
Hi, good afternoon, Regina. Good afternoon, Ami and Ronald.
Good afternoon, Dindo.
Hi, Dindo.
Yeah.
Hi, Dindo. First, bird's eye view of your impressions of this latest senatorial survey. I note na wala naman masyado, nothing much has changed from the previous month's survey, save for the fact that the number 2 spot is now belongs to Senator Bongo, as opposed to former Senate President Tito Soto, and then the biggest gainer this time around was Senator Bong Revilla. But what are your overall impressions?
When you look at the result of Social Weather Station, you would see at least 8 of the administration candidates is in the magic 12, but at least number 13 and 14 are what you call within the margin of error. So it can swing to be at 9 or 10 for the administration. But it also needs to be seen that the administration coalition also need to reflect because they came out strong. But how come Bongo is way up there? So that means when they came out strong, malakas ang rally, ingay, na gagaling even from the president himself. But we need to remind ourselves if they really want a strong senatorial victory for the administration, it cannot simply be. They need to define the campaign itself and what are the key issues. And I don't think they should limit it to the president's speeches. So we need really the team of Alyansa ng Bagong Pilipinas to see themselves as championing important issues that voters can attach to so they can really come into the mid part of the election kung saan papasok na rin ang mga local campaigns stronger in terms of messaging. Kasi pagpasok ng local campaigns, we can expect really maybe different numbers for the administration candidate.
Dindo, nire-recognize na ba ngayon sa survey na si Amy Marcos is part of the administration slate? Dahil yung mga previous surveys kasi hindi ganun kalinaw eh. Dahil di ba siya na mismo nagsabi na wala siya sa slate ng admin. Pero nitong nakaraan ay sumama na siya sa luwag. Pero dito for this survey ba ay considered na siya as admin?
Maaring hindi pa rin, Ronald, kasi sumama siya sa lawag pero bumitaw siya sa ibang kampanya, no? Which is for me a mistake really ni Senator Amy na she is identified with her family name and she will never get votes from the Duterte. So whatever that strategy is doesn't really work for her. That's why she continues to be. And if you remember, ano pa siya, maganda ang posisyon niya nung klaro pa na kakampi siya ni Marcos, but when he started to be acting like as independent and even aligned with the Dutertes, he has fallen.
Yes.
Dindo, speaking of issues, are you seeing any particular issue that's driving the numbers? Parang medyo diverse ang collection ng 1 to 12 eh. Meron bang strong halimbawa? I-segue natin dun sa umpisa namin. Is peace and order an issue, for example? Ano ba yung mga issue na nag-drive? Parang yung mga matutulungin lang yan ng mga tao eh, na nakikita natin. Yung mga perceived ng tao na nakakatulong sa kanila directly.
Peace and order is not an issue considering it's socio-economic is driving it. Nung binanggit ko lang yung issue is more of how do the Alyansa or the coalition of President Marcos define themselves as a group and really build on the capacity or the strength or the political capital of the president, but with them, the campaign itself, driving the issue instead of simply moving from one event to another. If the objective of the alliance or yung alyansa strong showing para kay Pangulo sa Senate, that means they have to target the opposite, the kalaban, which is basically Senator Bongo, Bato de la Rosa, and others.
In relation sa sinabi mo, Dindo, na they have to act as a team. Pero dito sa mga simula at saka latest na sorties nila, parang nagsosolo yung presidente sa kanyang mga atake sa mga Duterte. No? Very sharp yung kanyang atake sa Tokhang, sa management ng COVID pandemic, sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea, sa corruption ng previous administration. Pero parang mag-isa lang siya. Walang sumisegunda sa kanyang mga kasama sa entablado. Parang they're not working as a team, no? So far, itong past 2 weeks. So, anong epekto nito dito sa slate or even with the image of the president?
Yun ang aking punto, Ronald, no? Na imagine if the president issues those strong statements, sisegundahan or sosuportahan ng hindi ng candidate lang itself, but the whole campaign. No? Kung meron bang spokesperson tong kandidato, then mas lalakas yung messaging ng Pangulo. But if it's only the president who keeps on raising these issues na valid naman, nakikita rin namin ito sa aming mga ibang survey questions, valid at may suporta sa taong bayan, mas lalakas yung ugong ng mga sinasabi ng Pangulo. But right now, parang binubuksan mo pa ang Pangulo na maatake kasi siya lang ay tumitira. No? Unless that is the strategy. But if that's the strategy, then dapat lumalakas yung mga kandidato niya on their own. Pero steady lang, o iba bumababa pa. No? Yun ang aking concern dito. Kahit, of course, this is just a snapshot of the first few weeks of the campaign. Tingnan natin as we enter March or even April. But we need their messaging to be strong, focused, saka yung repetitive yung narrative nila, and it has to jive with the president's narrative and messaging also.
I would tend to agree that there might be a messaging problem here because when you said Alyansa candidates should be championing issues voters are attached to, so far wala pang one cohesive message that they've put out that really resonated. For instance, a few weeks ago on The Big Story, we had campaign manager Toby Tiangco, and he kept talking about the fact that their theme is, in a sense, still unity, right? Bagong Pilipinas. And they haven't been able to answer the question of how can it be Bagong Pilipinas when they're all old faces and old names, right? They're all, and a lot of them are from political dynasties, for instance. So parang there seems to be a bit of a dissonance there, at least to me. And then secondly, on the other side, in terms of messaging, do you feel like the Duterte allies branding themselves as now the opposition is working?
They are positioning themselves, no, referring to the Duterte allies. So the best is define themselves as opposition and define the Alyansa based on the issues raised by the president himself as the key message, the key campaign messaging. There should be unity in terms of addressing those issues. No? We cannot expect really unity of new political faces, new political ideas, but really unity on the direction of the Philippines. And that's what the candidates of the president should project consistently among themselves. And that's what I feel lacking if they want really a strong showing. But if they're happy to be in this position, parang you're basically selling individual candidates, not the coalition of the president.
Talking about unity, Dindo, bakit, hindi ba natatanong, bakit yung campaign manager at yung number 1 sa survey sa administrate ay hindi bumoto for impeachment? Knowing na isa sa cutting-edge issue ngayon sa usapin ng unity ay impeachment. Hindi ba natatanong yon na mismo yung campaign manager at yung number 1 sa slate?
Labas masasagot ko yun because I would refer only to certain questions. Pero klaro rin naman na may kahit pa paano may suporta. Maaaring hindi pa mayorya ang suporta sa impeachment, pero maliit din ang hindi sang-ayon. So parang gumigit na yung issue na impeachment. So baka naman hindi naman kasi dapat itong campaign issue yung impeachment, o baka yung dapat ang campaign yung issue inside the impeachment, di ba? Yung pananagutan sa paggastos ng mga confidential funds, pananagutan sa paggalaw ng pera sa Department of Education. Baka mas gustong pag-usapan ng tao yun kasi issue of governance is important more than impeachment.
Pero
Also,
hindi ba,
economic
personality-driven tayo din do eh. Yun ang tatanong ko, are you saying yung position, whether you are pro or against the Dutertes, are you seeing any impact dyan sa numbers? Early days pa naman, pero may nakikita ba kayong ganung trend na kung yung kandidato for or against O basta kanya-kanya lang talaga yan?
Ngayon nga, ang nakalulungkot pag titingnan natin yung alyansa, di ba? Because they call themselves a new unity, is parang
Yes.
kanya-kanya. Na hindi dapat. Lalong-lalo na kung sumasakay sila sa political capital ng Pangulo. Dapat they're one united senatorial slate standing up on certain issues with the President. No? Yung kay Duterte, klaro kung sino yung kandidato niya, pero if you've noticed also, naging individual si Bongo
Bongo.
at saka si De Lorenzo. You see less of the face of President Duterte or Sara even with them. Diba? Talaga yung kung ano yung kanilang, maybe because they had 6 years of being senator, but if you are the other side, you should identify them with Duterte. So if will it remove votes from them or not, that is something that we can track moving forward.
Kung sakasakaling
dapat lang
balancing
talagang-
act lang to, Dindo, kasi several candidates niyang alyansa, sabi nila, yung unang-unang araw pa lang, yung launch pa lang nila, sinabi nila, nag-negative campaigning yung endorser namin, pero kami, we're not going there. Hindi kami magne-negative. So, sa tingin mo, hindi ba deliberate siya na si President Marcos yung babanat, pero yung mga kandidato hindi? You think that that's deliberate and you think it will work in the long run during the campaign?
I think it's deliberate. It's their strategy right now. Is it working? Maybe not. Diba? Kasi how can the President have separate posturing tas sila hindi? Shouldn't they be even echoing on the issues? No? Huwag nang pumasok sa below personality level, pero kung nagsasalita ang Pangulo tungkol sa mga EJK issues in the past, sa mga issues tungkol sa pananagutan sa pondo, tungkol sa pro-China, dapat, this is not attacking, this is raising issues. So that's where I think baka may confusion on the public. Kung hindi, you will just get individual senators riding through the administration of President Marcos, but winning on their own. Ang takot ko lang doon kanya-kanya ngayon, baka kanya-kanya rin pag nanalo.
Tama.
What do we-
Dindo,
Talaga naman laging kanya-kanya lagi. Dindo.
Dindo, usually yung mga surveys na ganyan,
Alyansa tawag nila, kaya
yeah, Alyansa. Usually Dindo, yung mga surveys na ganyan, hindi lang itong Senate survey, party list survey ang kasama. Meron pa bang ibang mga kasamang
Issues.
components itong survey na ito? Halimbawa, yung lumabas na bagong survey ngayon ng WR numero ay nakafocus dun sa approval rating ng Vice President at saka President. Na medyo dramatic, dramatic yung resulta. Dito ba sa SWS may ganun ding bahagi yung survey or focus lang talaga sa Senate at saka sa party list?
meron din naman at pati mga issues. Pero ito yung unang pinoprocess pa ng aming survey partner. Itong issue, itong mga ibang question at ilalabas rin naman namin. Kasi required din na ilabas namin according to COMELEC rules itong mga election survey.
Yeah.
So, ilalabas, mapag-uusapan natin maybe the next few days then.
And then just very quickly, Dindo, last question. What do we make of the fact na yung so-called traditional opposition like former Senator Kiko Pangilinan and former Senator Bam Aquino are underperforming? So at the moment, they're at around 15 and between 16 to 17 roughly, and they haven't really moved much in the last several surveys.
This has been reflective of their own performance, lalo si Senator Bam as early as 2019, no? So they might have lost yung impact of the brand, which is the Aquino brand. Then really, they wasted a lot of political capital when they decided to keep quiet and moved on with life after the 2022 election. When I say with that, parang campaign ended, parang napabayaan ang supporters, and they're trying to get that support again. No, I don't know if you have enough time to do that. And you're competing with other candidates that has their own support base. No? And of course, sabi nga nung iba, at ako'y naniniwala dito, surveys are simply a stop shot. Then the machine comes in. Wala rin silang machine. Ang kandidato ni Pangulo, meron ng at least 8 of them pasok. May machine pang dadating as we move towards the latter part. So, makamaiwan.
Pwede pang madagdagan.
Okay. So it's going to be an uphill climb for them. But we're going to have to leave that there because I understand you have to go. So thank you so much for making
Yes.
time for us on Storycon. Dindo Manhit, President of Stratbase Group.
Thank you.
Salamat, Dindo.
Thank you,
Sana
Dindo.
makasama ka
Thank you,
namin
Dindo.
ulit
Salamat.
pag na-deconstruct nyo na yung other parts of the survey.
Yes, we'll be happy to share. Thank you.